The symbolism of trumpets, tunnels, and the Jubilee. The trumpet is a symbolic portal to another realm in the spiritual world. Today, scientists are calling these parallel universes, where a parallel universe can be a completely different universe, or simply a better version of the old one, like a new release of a software package, a new configuration. From C.S. Lewis, The Last Battle. Listen, Peter, when Aslan said you could never go back to Narnia, he meant the Narnia you were thinking of, but that was not the real Narnia. That had a beginning and an end. You need not mourn over Narnia, Lucy. All of the old Narnia that mattered, all the dear creatures have been drawn into the new Narnia through the door.
His voice stirred everyone like a trumpet as he spoke these words.
The trumpet, the tunnel, and near-death experiences. Much of the symbolism derives from the experiences of people during near-death experiences, NDE. For example, Life at Death, Dr. Kenneth Ring. The first thing I remember was a tremendous rushing sound, it's very hard to find the right words to describe. The closest thing that I could possibly associate with it is possibly the sound of a tornado, a tremendous gushing wind, but almost pulling me, and I was being pulled into a narrow point from a wide area, like a funnel, and it was nothing painful. There was nothing frightening about it. It was just something that I felt I gave myself into completely, and it felt good. In effect, people travel up a tunnel in near-death experiences, and the tunnel they go through is usually wider at the beginning and narrows at its top. It can also be very noisy, like someone blowing into a trumpet when you are inside it. The alternative to a tunnel, symbolically, is a train. A tunnel with wheels, but with as much noise. The Great Awakening. But what is at the end of the tunnel, or mouthpiece of the trumpet? If the time has come to move, analogously, from the Planet Earth Software Package version 1 to the Planet Earth Software Package version 2, mystics say it is the time of the Great Awakening. Sheikh Ahmad Asai, Kitab Shah al-Zayyara, translated by Henry Corbin and Nancy Pearson. When the divine will intends to renew creation and to cause the seeds from the preceding existence to germinate, Seraphiel is commanded to blow into the trumpet the breath of the Great Awakening, as opposed to the blazing sound. This is a propulsive breath. So, without getting too complex, we are figuratively blown from one configuration to the next. The only judgment that takes place, according to mystics, is who goes to version 2 and who stays in version 1. In other words, the process is somewhat like sorting sheep. The door is used to decide whether the sheep stays where it is or moves on to pastures new, with the assumption that pastures new are better. Reincarnation. A similar process is used when someone dies. A person may be figuratively sorted either to reincarnate in the same version of Earth or to move on to a new version. Those that reincarnate get pulled up the tunnel, put into their designated slot, and then descend the tunnel back to the same version when they are born again. Sheikh Ahmad Ahsay, Kitab Shah al-Zayara, translated by Henry Corbin and Nancy Pearson. This first sounding of Seraphiel's trumpet is the one referred to as the fiery blast. It is an intake of breath and draws up the spirits in order to reabsorb them in Seraphiel's trumpet. Each goes back into its own matrix. This is the place from which it was originally extracted, the place from which it came out in order to go down toward the bodies at the time of the preceding existence. In contrast, those selected for the new version simply go to the end of the tunnel. Judgement. Whilst a mystic is continually judged, we have been told that judgment awaits us ordinary folk. In Egypt, they symbolically weighed the heart, which had to be light as a feather. But mystic teaching is almost the exact opposite of the fire and brimstone story we have been fed. And it is based on a belief in the great work. For an understanding of this, see our video of the theatre. Based on the accounts in all genuine mystic literature, judgment is more like a career appraisal rather than punishment, geared to finding what our task should be on the next reincarnation. Or to put this in simple language, if we acted like a slug, we may end up reincarnating as one. Jubilee. According to mystics, however, there is hope for all on Jubilee years. In mystic thought, the 49th year is termed the Sabbath, and the Jubilee is the 50th year after the cycle begins. The cycle has 7 sets of 7 years, or 49 years. Thus, the 50th year of the cycle is the same as the first year of the new cycle. The etymologies of Isidore of Seville, 7th century AD, page 129. A jubilee, jubileus, is translated as a year of forgiveness. Both the term and the number are Hebrew. It is made up of 7 sets of 7 years, that is 49 years. On the Jubilee, trumpets blared, debts would be forgiven, and liberties confirmed. We ourselves celebrate this number still in the number of days of Pentecost, with sin forgiven and the written record of our whole debt erased. as we are freed from every trammel, receiving the grace of the Holy Spirit coming upon us.